Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Impact Marketing Summit. I brought together some of the world's top marketing experts to share with you their new age marketing strategies and techniques that would literally change the way you perceive and implement marketing in your day-to-day business. My name is Vamsi Pannala, and right now I'm delighted to be speaking with Jedy. Jedy is an entrepreneur, funnel builder, and designer, probably known by the amazing designs he posted on ClickFunnels group in the last 30 days challenge. Jedy started out as a freelancer who did websites, landing pages, and Shopify sites across multiple industries, but has since transformed his business into a full agency that only specializes in funnel designing. Jedy has designed funnels for multiple 2 Comma Club members and 6-7 figure business owners alike. Known for his stunning designs in landing pages, Jedy also possesses deep understanding on marketing and human psychology that enables him to help businesses and their owners optimize their offers, copywriting, and funnel layout to hook and convert their target audience. He has been able to help business owners in achieving 3x to 5x their conversion rates in just a matter of days by only making some key adjustments in their funnel layout, design, as well as their offer. He has real passion for designing and would love to share this knowledge with others who are looking to get started on this journey as well. Jedy, welcome to the summit.
Yeah, thank you, Vamsi, for the introduction. Thanks for having me here today.
Pleasure.
I'm really excited to bring you guys through this process because throughout my design journey, for myself, I found this is like kind of a newfound passion for me. If some of you guys may not know, but I'm previously I'm studying in the mechanical engineering field, which means I come from a background which is completely not related to, design or IT or whatsoever. But basically, so how do I get started on this? Basically, I followed a mentor one day, on the internet, and then he was showing his process, live on Facebook, how he actually built, web design from zero to something coming out from scratch. And after I watched that video, I was super inspired. I was like, hey, that doesn't seem too hard. Maybe I could just try it out. I mean, it doesn't, I don't lose anything, right? So basically, I just follow his steps, I start to go and research something. At first, it was really kind of a struggle for me because, as I said, I don't have any design experience. But, after a few weeks, after a few months, I slowly get a hang of it. And here's where I am today. I would say I still have a lot to learn, but I'm happy to share with you guys. So what am I gonna show you guys today is basically my full design process from A to Z, basically from scratch, nothing at all. Let me show my screen real quick. So literally what we're looking right now is a blank Google Chrome browser. So nothing at all. I'm gonna show you guys how I bring something just from an idea, bring it out, make out a landing page. I'm just gonna do a first section because we don't have too much time here, right? But then I'm gonna show you how I go about and do my research, and then how I'm gonna build my design in this software called Figma. If you are on Windows, you can, use this software called Figma. If you are on, if you are on the Mac, you could use Sketch. These are basically my best recommendation for you guys. And after the design process, I'm just gonna build it out real quick on ClickFunnels even. So, literally A to Z, from idea to something live on the web. And so my only purpose for this, is to, inspire you guys, get you guys to see the whole process yourself, A to Z, so that you get the confidence, regardless of your background, you can design too, just like how I got inspired and got started on this. So without further ado, let's get started. So before I started, I actually have a brief thought about this. We'll just do something really simple today. So coffee, okay. So let's build a landing page about coffee, because I guess there's coffee lovers from everywhere around the world, right? So it's something that we are all familiar with. So, okay, so how do I first start them, right? So my first step is usually I need to find inspiration. So a lot of people thought designers are people who, you know, boom, something pops out from the air. Suddenly I just come out with these amazing ideas. But no, actually, for us designers, it's very important that we get our inspirations from somewhere. So my favorite place for inspiration is pininterest.com. This is a site where there's lots of good ideas to take. I also have, you know, a recommendation called Dribble. You know, you could also go to this website called Dribble and find your design inspiration, or you can also go to a site called Behance to find your inspiration. I have one other example, which is Lapa Ninja. This is an amazing site for inspiration as well. Basically, it's mostly about, you know, landing page web design, Behance as well, Dribble as well, Pinterest as well. But let's just go with Pinterest today. So I'm gonna just search for coffee landing page. And so now there's a bunch of examples, right? So basically what we will usually do, we will save a few landing pages that we like. So for example, I kind of like this example. So I will just save the image, you know, and like coffee landing page. Then let's go through and see what other stuff we like. This looks kind of cool. So we'll open link in new tab. I see it's actually from Lapa Ninja as well. So coffee landing page 2, cool. Let's see what else. I will usually just find like I think 3 to 4 of them, but like if I have more time I will find more. But basically this looks cool as well. So you want to compile a bunch of ideas first, then later when as you do your research you can like just plug in those ideas. So I kind of like this as well. Coffee landing page 3. All right, let's find the last one. Okay, let's see what else. The key here is I think a lot of people, sometimes they think too hard, and then, you know, some people tell me I spend 2 days until a week to just design a landing page. The key is not to think too hard about it and just, you know, just be spontaneous and, you know, random, because it's better to be imperfect than to be perfect. For me, my philosophy is always progress against perfection, right? So that is why like I'm able to design one landing page each day, because you know, I literally, it's when I'm talking, it's just like less than 5 minutes, I already find a few ideas under my belt. So okay, so now I've collected a few examples. The next step, basically, I will go ahead and search for a brand. So what do I mean by that? So coffee brand. So the reason you want to search for a brand is because you can basically, because all these ideas I find on Pinterest, they are good for design examples. But to actually, you know, build content, you want to search for a brand. So what do I mean by that? Let me just search for something, you know. Yeah, I'll just click this link. I'll show you real quick why am I doing this. Okay, so Dunkin' Donuts, Thompson. Okay. Probably I'll just go with Death Wish, right? It looks cool. Okay, so now I've got my brand. So I will literally go and search like Death Wish, maybe Death Wish coffee. And then I will literally go to their company website. Cool. So the reason you want to search for a brand is because usually for a brand, they already have most of their content available. That's why like you could actually go through their site and then you can pick their content, and then you can create our entire landing page, not just the first section, right? So for example, you see they have a tagline here, wake up with the world's strongest coffee, which later I could use as my big title for my, my first section, right? And then also, they have all these points, which I could use as my second section, right, for example. And then shop online coffee. Let's look up a little bit what they have here. Yeah, for example, let's just click on Death Wish Instant Coffee. Cool. You see, and they have reviews and all those things. So let me just give a quick run through how do I usually lay out my page, right? So usually page, it starts with, I would call it hero section. Basically a section where you have your hook, we call the big title, which hooks people into it. And in this section, it's kind of like a summary of the entire landing page. Basically, for people who first time landed on your website, on this first section, you should be able to tell them about most of the things. I mean, how would you explain your business in one line, right? It should be clear. It shouldn't be any, other unrelated stuff. So this is kind of like the most important section. Then usually we can have section like backgrounds, a little bit of background, and then, why choose us? Then you can put a bunch of features like I think what we see just now, right? The bullet points there. And then probably like, what is included, usually for contents, like just a brief introduction about the business. It really depends on what kind of business, whether you are selling a product or service, but usually it's a typical these few section, and then features, section like testimonial. What else? Maybe like some guarantees. And then of course, like the last call to action section. And then of course we have a footer. So probably on top of my head, this is right now, but then, basically as you go through more examples, you have more ideas, then you can basically just edit on and about. So that is why I want to find a brand, because you see, I have the reviews, everything here. I have the, I have the background here. I have the product details here. I have the description here. And then I have the pricing. I have basically everything. So I have all the idea I need to create a landing page with actual content. Mm-hmm. And that's why I go and choose a brand. And for the design, I pick from something like Pinterest and all the other sites I showed you just now.
Sure.
All right. So let's get into it. So the first step is go to sites like Pinterest to find design inspiration. Let me just put it down here actually. Okay. So first step, find landing page design inspiration. The second step is find an actual product, brand, or or a website, something like that, to get your page content. By the way, what I'm talking about here is mock-up design.
Jedy, we can't see that screen. If you should just know.
Can you? Oh, you cannot see the screen?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay.
All right. Yeah, this is good.
Yeah. So mock-up design A to Z. How do you come up with your inspirations to design mock-up? In fact, like the first idea would be, just think of an idea, right? Anything, and then find the landing page design inspiration, and find an actual brand for our website to get your page content. As always, all these things can be done on Google. And the fourth thing we're gonna do, basically, we are going to, I would say, collect images. So we want to just save a bunch of image, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Let me just share back my screen. So it's back to my browser, right? All right, so let me just go and save this. So I just want to save a bunch of different images for this product. So maybe this one as well. So save a bunch of image for your the product brand that you choose. And then later we'll see how we can use it to design something awesome. So let's just give me real quick. And also the logo. Yeah, I think for demonstration purpose, we will just make it straightforward like this. Okay, so as you can see right here, let me just delete this real quick. So we collected a bunch of stuff, landing page example, as well as the our image of our product brand. Okay, so let me just go through real quick all these examples and see which one I will actually choose. Again, this is completely based on your own taste, right? Maybe some people like this better, or maybe the Death Wish landing page itself. But in fact, I think this one looks quite nice to me. So I'm actually gonna kind of model after this design. But you'll realize one thing, like, even if I model after this design, it would be very different once the idea would come out. So for example, let's say we want to just model after this design. We see there's a coffee cup, we see there's coffee bin, we see there's clove, and then something like a background like this, right? So let me switch my share screen. So after you collect some images, the next step would be, I think, pick a landing page that you want to model. One thing I want to highlight here is model. Basically, I think when you just get first started, probably you could just, I would say copy, but as much as possible, don't try to copy people's work, right? I would rather model it and make it something of my own. Yeah. So pick a landing page that you want to model. For example, I just pick that one. Then basically go and find those images. Okay, so let me get back to my browser. Okay, cool. So if you can remember just now from this particular design, we have the coffee cup. So let's just go and Google coffee cup. So we want something like this, right? So literally this would be a little bit based on your creativity. So how do you search for good image like that, right? So like coffee cup, maybe top view, and boom, we have something like kind of similar. So now basically what we have to do is just choose an image that you know would actually vibe with it better. Let's see what's out this. Yeah, this one is kind of cool, but so usually I will go through a few of them, and yeah, I think this looks nice. Let us just take this image. So coffee cup, And then as we come back here, we saw there's coffee beans as well. So again, we'll go ahead and search coffee beans. And of course, we'll just try and find something here. This looks cool. Probably we'll just grab this. Coffee beans. And what else? They have a cloth, but I don't really want to copy them. So I think I will just use our Death Wish coffee brand. And now let's find the background. So basically, the next step would be you look at the landing page that you choose, and then you just try to find similar items, right? Because you don't want to spend so much of your time going and think about what items I want to put on my landing page. So let's go and find a background. Actually, we can actually find the background later, but okay, cool. Let's switch back to my screen. Okay, so go and find those image. I would say let's not find the background first, background later, because the reason being this is like, usually I find all those image first, then after I place those image around, I would know like what kind of background I want to find. Obviously, if your image are darker, you want a brighter background, something like that. All right, so now we got all the image ready. I would like to introduce you guys a tool that I've been using a lot. It's called Clipping Magic. For a lot of time, you need to do background removal. Some people, they prefer to use like remove.bg as well, or some people they use like Photoshop. But for me, by far my favorite tool is Clipping Magic. Clipping Magic, I think it costs like $7. I think it's $7.99, something like that. It costs a small fee. But if any one of you who is serious to become like a full-time designer, like this is a tool you cannot miss. Let me show you real quick why do I say that. So let's go to Clipping Magic. And so literally I have my desktop, I have my browser here. I'll drag this image into it.
Can you switch screens, Jedy?
Oh, is it?
Switch the screen.
Yeah, so, oh, my screen sharing is closed. Let me just, okay. So I put an image into my browser. Here's is in Clipping Magic. And then you see, once I put into it, actually it's being cropped for me automatically. This is a very like advanced website. They're using artificial intelligence to figure all that out. And my favorite part of this website is not just that. It's about this. You can literally have a lot of things together, right? You can even like create shadows. So for example, I want to create a drop shadow. You know, I can adjust right away in and out, just right inside here. And then I can even crop it. And if I don't want to pull this around, I can just click fit to result, and boom, it's done like in a few seconds. Where in Photoshop, you have to, we all know, like anyone who used Photoshop before would know, like it's a more complicated process. But in here, you can literally crop this image by just uploading the image here. You can, you know, add shadows, you can crop, you can even adjust the color. So everything here, like literally, for most of the time, I don't even use Photoshop now. Just like maybe I want to adjust the lighting, probably I'll use Photoshop, but now this is my favorite tool. I'll just use this. So let's download it real quick. Boom. We download it. Okay, cool. Let's upload another image. So we will upload another image, which is the coffee just now. So all these images, usually we want to crop off their background because later we will recompose the picture again. So for this image, I think I don't need to add shadows. I'll just come to crop, fit to result, download results, cancel off, upload a new one. Let me crop the coffee beans as well, open. Come to crop, fit to result, boom, download. So now we got most of it ready, guys. Let me change my screen a bit. So now let's come into Figma. So Figma is basically a design software. A lot of people, they feel maybe afraid when they hear of design software. They thought of Photoshop, but when you look at this software, it's super clean. Probably I'm not gonna go so much in detail today. There's some stuff that you can figure out along the way, but basically the reason I want to show you this is I want to prove to you how straightforward and easy it is to use. So first of all, you want to choose a frame. You see Figma even prepared that for us. When you click desktop, what this means is, you know, in a website, when you want to create a desktop view, this is a frame you want to use. For example, if I want to create for my mobile view, I will just click phone, and I can just choose, you know, for example, iPhone 11 Pro, and this will be the exact size of the iPhone. That's why, like, when you drag your picture inside here, it will be the exact view you want to have. So let's do it real quick, right? So I will drag all the image that I cropped into here just now. Oh. Oops. So, okay. Let's go back to our browser. Okay, so let's just look at this again and see how we want to copy. So they have a coffee, they have coffee beans, they have some clothes, and they have the title here. So probably pretty much I'm just gonna kind of model after it without, you know, thinking too hard about it. So I have all my assets here. I'm just gonna. Okay, one more thing. You want to click on desktop and you can actually set this layout here. Let me do this real quick. So this is basically like a guideline for you, because, you know, typically in a website, we don't want our content to go all the way to the edge, right? Maybe some content, you know. So usually for web design, you want to have a left and right, I would say boundary here, because that happens in the website. That's why, like, in here, it's good that we can do that as well.
Sure.
So let us just, okay, cool. So usually, like, you can, you know, just move it around a little bit. You know, and probably I could even bring this in front. I'll turn this off. Yeah, and so now while I'm looking at this, I'm kind of thinking, like, you know, what kind of background so I want to put. Obviously, we don't want to put a black background because the logo color is black, this color is black, and then this coffee bean is quite black as well. but we don't have a white background as well because this is white. So usually in this case, we will kind of just find something in between. So a lot of people, they use like some software to figure out the color. I will share that another day, but to make things simple here, I would just use kind of my judgment. So we have black, we have brown, we have something here. So probably we can find something around the brown kind of color, right? So let's go and go into our browser again. So what I would essentially do, again, usually my process is super simple. I just found like brown background. You won't believe how simple it is. Brown background. And when I land on this screen, I actually think this one is pretty good because it's not too bright, it's not too dark. So let's save this background. Probably I'll collect a few more. This one looks okay as well. And maybe we'll have this as well. This one looks like chocolate. Usually we want to collect a few so that we don't need to go back and forth. And probably this one as well. Like given if we have more time, I mean, given when I usually do probably, you know, basically I'll just maybe do a little bit more research. But what you are seeing right here is a raw process, right? I didn't film this or I didn't prepare this earlier. So let's go back to our screen in Figma. And I think I'm just gonna use the first one. And so if you look at a Figma here, this is your frame and this is your elements. And just a quick introduction, if I want this to go to the very back of everything, I'll just pull it down here. Basically the one on the top will stay on the top of that element, just like, you know, for a quick intro. So I will just put this in here and see if it fits right. Let me see. Let me just try a few examples to see if the other ones looks better. I feel like this one looks better. What do you think?
Yeah. This one looks nice.
This one. Whoa, this one looks cool as well. I'm thinking about either this one. Okay, I have my choice. I'll just choose this one.
Sure.
So this one is entirely based on your liking, right? As I said, like probably I like this one, you like the other. So for design, right, sometimes it's rather subjective in terms of, you know, what is considered nice and beautiful. But I would say the general design principle is that your color need to somehow harmonize together. For example, we have black, we have brown, we have something kind of a little bit lighter brown here. That's why like this background, I will definitely put something, you know, in the lines of brown as well, as compared to maybe green color. Of course, it would be completely, yeah. So literally it's just some, I mean, there's no need to think too hard or use any complicated software. I think this is basically just some of your intuition, I would say. And of course, like I said, when you get started, probably it would look hard. Probably you would take a few tries, but trust me, like the more you practice, the more you get inspiration and you practice along, like you would slowly get better and better. I'm not just saying this for myself. Like I actually see there's a lot of designers I know, like they actually just improve just by practicing more. So let me just open up my notepad. And so clipping magic, and then let me just update this, drag all the into your design software, which in my case is Figma or Sketch. Some people use Adobe XD. It's up to you. It's literally up to you. And then once I drag it, find a background that is in the same like color family. I would say, for example, brown. So you can have various shades of brown. So and then the way you find it is literally just Google brown background, and then you will find a lot of awesome backgrounds. And then, okay, this is like example. Okay, now that I have the background, so the next thing would probably be the fonts, right? So fonts. So this is a question that I get asked a lot as well, like how do you decide what kind of fonts to use? So in general, for web fonts, you want to use sans serif fonts. Basically, this is just sans serif means they don't have that. I think the best way is to show you guys. So and then the few I usually just use would be Montserrat, Muli, and then Geomenis, and then Auto Sans maybe. And I could share this few with you guys, but like literally what else? Roboto, even Open Sans, Tokens, Oxygen. Yeah, these are like the few of the fonts that I always use, and regardless of what I use, like they always fits well with it. And usually we don't use serif fonts. For some, okay, let me just show you guys. So let's go into Figma again. Let me show you what's the difference between serif and sans serif. Let's type a random font and make it bigger. So look, Roboto looks pretty good, right? So let's say if we choose a serif font, actually serif font would be like Times New Roman. Yeah, this is a serif font. So serif font, you would see like there's this I would call it edges here, and for web purpose, why you don't want to use that is because it will look quite I would say you want your font to look clean. So web display, usually this kind of font, it doesn't look that clean. So usually serif font you want to use in documents, you can use in Word documents, PDF documents, legal documents, but web font we want to use sans serif font. So let's go and find something that is pretty cool. Let's see if Noto-san and then just and here's the time I actually go back to the my browser. So some of you said like, oh, when I'm doing mockup, like what should I put as my copy, right? I'm not good in my English. Like you don't have to be good in your English. You just come here to the website def wish copy, and then let's go back to the main page. Wake up with the word strongest coffee, and you see they highlight the word strongest, so probably we will go ahead and do the same as well. Wait, I forgot. Wake up with the world's strongest coffee. All right, so wake up with the world's strongest coffee. And so a general principle I would say, you know, when building the title is you really want to just use like big and bold title. Some people, they want to use like a very thin font. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I would say to capture attention, if you have something like this, you know, or even like black, it's the best. It's gonna capture attention in the most effective way.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do this. And usually I would even make it maybe like 54. And again, let me just fire up this one. Yeah, I will align it here. And I'll calculate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 column. Probably I'll just go overboard a little bit. And then I'll highlight this to be let me see. So usually this also requires a little bit of testing. Maybe we'll try red color or blue color. Yeah, like sometimes when you want to give contrast, you want to have a slightly different color. Obviously in here, you know, if I put like, let me just try if there's any other. Like even red color is okay. But definitely like here, if I put like brown color, in my opinion, it blends in with the background, but what you are trying to do here is you want to highlight that word, right? So you want to use a color that doesn't blend in with the background. So yeah. In my case, actually, I would choose like red. Yeah, red is kind of cool. And probably let me just make it like it's either I make it bigger. This is actually some of my preference. Let me see. 48. Okay, let's just go 54. Wake up. Okay, cool. And let's go back again to see what else we can put as the tagline. Yeah, so you see, we can already use all these lines, that's why like if you find a brand, you don't have to worry about your copy. And for the subheading, so there's a principle I always follow. If everything is your priority, right, you end up with no priority. So I think this applies to our life. Even like you need to define what is your priority. So that is the same as web design. So if this one is already bolder, it's already big, we want to make a contrast with the one below. So we will make it regular and we will make it small. And probably just some and actually I think I'll make it like small letters. Actually I'll just leave it like that. And then of course I will align this to the same. So now you can see like there's quite a contrast with it. Then lastly, our button is also very straightforward. You just create a rectangle and then put the colors and then define the radius. Probably I'll give it a little bit more radius. And then we'll put the text. buy coffee for 5% off now. Just some random thoughts. And then I think we will make it white color. And then we will make it bold, or probably extra bold. Let me just zoom in. Oh, I'll just put buy coffee now. Oh shit. Okay. I'll just center it real quick. What do you think about this?
This is great.
Yeah. We're almost done. Let's just fix some spacing. And we're done. So we are done with our first section. And yeah, honestly, I am pretty satisfied. So you see, you have the logo, you have this, all that. So you see, I didn't use any complex Photoshop or, you know, everything you see in front of your eyes. I just go in Google.
Yeah.
I just find my idea from Google as well. And then the copy, I just find through, you know, a brand as well. So I really don't need to think about anything. It's really as simple as that. So, so now we have to design out. A question a lot of people have is like, how do we transfer this design to make it live, right? On, let's say you can use, you know, WordPress, whatever software you want to use, but you know,
Yeah.
for the one that I use the most is definitely ClickFunnels. So let's go back to my node page. Once you have the phones, design is ready. Okay, so the next step, we want to transfer over these designs to ClickFunnels. So what we have to do is we have to group our images together. Okay, so what do I mean by this? So, so one thing you have to understand the difference between a design software and like a web builder. The difference between a design software and a web builder is that for design software, you can drag this anywhere you want and create anything you can imagine, right? But for a web builder, because of how our internet is built, you know, we need to have some kind of formats that we have to follow, right? For example, for your website, you follow HTML format, you are following CSS format. So you need to be able to keep all that in mind. It's hard to talk about so many things, but basically, for a website, I'll just give a quick website 101 here. You have a few basic things. The first one is section. So basically, this is how ClickFunnels is being structured. So you have a section, and then in a section, you can create rows. In a section, you can create rows.
You have elements.
Yeah, you're right. And then in the rows, you can have elements. Yeah. So, to, you know, to people watching this right now, if it sounds like, you know, complicated at first, it's the same process for everyone. But basically, once you work with a few of it yourself, basically, you would start to be able to think, right? Once I created this design in my software, how would I want to you know, lay out this thing in the website builder. So right now I could actually tell you right away, this one right here, this background, I will make it a section. And then in here, I will make it a 2-column row. So in my left column, in my 2-column row, in my left column, I will put logo, heading, subheading, and my button. And in my right column, I will put my image. As simple as that. And then this one will be element, 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 which is within that row, as well as this entire thing would be an element within that row. So what you have to do basically now is I want to group the image together. So for the logo, I think it's already there. So right now I'll just export my stuff right here. So usually I will put like, you know, maybe production, I mean live. This is the actual background I want to put on ClickFunnels. So
yeah,
live background, and then usually I will crop this a little bit again. Let me see. Let me just. Okay, actually I cannot crop it. So let's just export this as a PNG. So I will put like live logo. And then for the text, we can just use the text in ClickFunnels because ClickFunnels has Noto Sans as well. And a button, we can just use a real button element in ClickFunnels as well. Yeah. The one that I'm doing right now is basically, okay, so for these three, you can actually group them together. So click group selection or like Control G. So once I group these selections together, basically they will become one element, one picture. And so I could export them now. Yeah. So let's export this. I'll put like live hero image.
Yeah.
So if you can see, we don't have any other background, right? We just have background logo, this image. And all this we will use the text in ClickFunnels. And this will use a real button element. So we have all our stuff ready. I'm excited that we are going to go into ClickFunnels right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so cool. So I'll just get rid of all these for now. Let's go ahead and build inside ClickFunnels. So let's go to our ClickFunnels dashboard. I created a new demo account just to demonstrate this. So in ClickFunnels, just add new funnel, create a new funnel. I'll just create a custom funnel, dev wish coffee, then dev wish coffee funnel, build funnel. Wait for a while. And then, oh, my first funnel. Okay. Yeah. So I will just choose a
blank template.
Blank page to start with. Select template. Add page. Delete this. So let's start from scratch. I would add new section. As you can see just now, it's a full width background. So we'll just add full width. And then we'll add new row. As we have decided just now, we will have 2 columns. And the first column, we will have the logo here. And then the second column, we will have the image here. So for the logo, let me just upload all the image just now. 1, 2, 3. Just this three.
Jedy, is it super important that we optimize images before we upload them just to ensure that the funnel loads faster?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, actually, since you mentioned, because of the short time, probably I'll not showing that, but you can optimize your image in compressed PNG. It's basically when you, let me just show one example. If you upload your, let's say, this image here, you see it's 645 KB, and if I upload here, it's gonna compress for me. It's compressing 71%. So, you know, for demo purpose, of course, I just have a few image of a few KB, so it's not important. But like if you want to build a fast website, you want live website, I will always recommend you to compress all your image here, so that you know you can reduce the size. And this website, they compress the size without losing the resolution. So basically your image will still be clear, but the size will be reduced. So that's pretty awesome.
Awesome.
Oh, cool. So let's select the logo. Now let's select the picture. Actually, let me just export this image because I realize it's being cut off. Let me just, yeah, because this image is cut off. So, okay, let's upload again. Oh, so now, okay, let's move it to the left. And this is, I think it's okay. Or maybe we'll, if you want to change the size of it, you can easily change it here, you know, maybe 120 or something like that. Then we will add the headline. But I don't know if this is a bug within ClickFunnels or whatnot. Basically, in order to create, let me show you. Can you see my Figma now?
No.
Oh, no, okay. Let me just. So in ClickFunnels, like there's something called, this is some golden gems and chain. Like in here, like you see, we create this nice little where, you know, we can have all the words bold and then this one highlighted in different color, right?
Yeah.
But then if we actually go into ClickFunnels, if I just choose the headline, for example, and then there's no way I can, you know, change any color within the text. And then, you know, like, but then we realize that there's this text color and bold color, right? So how that works is that basically we can utilize this property. We can make, you know, let's say like this. So this is because in a line of text, right, you cannot read, I mean, in actual web elements, you cannot really have different colors for a sentence. But if you bolded some elements, then we can apply different color to that bolded elements. But the problem now is that, you know, the other text, they are not bolded.
True.
Only this is bolded. So how do I go around solving this problem? So the way I would go around to solve this problem is that it's kind of a workaround. We'll use like the paragraph element, even though it's a headline here. And we'll paste this one right here. And then we will highlight which one that we're just now strongest. Okay. So let's just fix our color first. We'll use pure text for black. And then for the bold color, what is the color that I used just now?
Red.
Basically, you can use the color code just now and paste into here. And now we have this one right here. And then I'm just gonna review some quick CSS that I'm using. So basically, you click on this element. You come down right here, get CSS info. You copy this, copy CSS ID selector, and you go in here, you paste it here, and you just use some CSS properties, right? Like font width, I'm gonna give it like 700. Basically what this means is I'm grabbing the whole paragraph just now, and then I'm making the entire paragraph. I'm forcing the entire paragraph to be this font width. And now when you look at this, it's all bold, but then we still have a different color here. And so right at this point, some of you know, you're watching might be like, oh heck, like I don't know any of that CSS. As I said, it takes time. I don't know any of these. So how do I actually learn? Basically, whatever I want to do, I just go and Google, right? So for example, I want to I want to bold the element just now, but I don't know what is the, you know, I don't know how to code this, right? I don't know what is the exact syntax. So how do I Google that? Basically, I come here. I would type in questions like how to, you know, bold text in CSS. Basically, what you have to remember is the styling element in the web is called CSS. So anything you want to learn about how to code in a web, you just type CSS. So literally you can write how to bold text, you know, how to underline text, whatever, right? How to bold text in CSS, or, you know, yeah. Then you Google it, like boom, CSS font width property, the first result. You come in here and you see this. So you see it right away. They teach you how to use this CSS property, and also they teach you how to use, you know, you can use normal, you can use bold, or you can use, you know, 900, 700, 500, which is a format. So you can even try it yourself in the code editor, change things around. So everything you need is available on Google. You just have to find it. And I think the biggest thing is get through that barrier of thinking that it's hard, because really, like, I believe anyone can do it. Okay, so let's move on. So now I've changed the size of this. We'll move on to the next one. We will add a new paragraph. Usually I add the background as the last one. I'll just create this first. Yeah, I think that's enough. I think I'll probably make this a little bit more condensed. So all these things you can figure out along the way. The line height, I will keep it, you know, a little bit more condensed, and I'll maybe, yeah, I think that's pretty good. Then finally, we will have the button, and we will, Basically, I'm just building up this on ClickFunnels based on, you know, what I designed just now, right? So if I copy now, and then what I would do, I will go back, you know, I will go back to Figma. You know, I will come in here and I will look at this color code. Basically, what color code is this I picked from here? And I'll go back to the website. I'll come here. Then I'll just come to the element, paste in the color code here, and boom. Then I think I will adjust the radius a little bit. Yeah, I think that looks good. And maybe a little bit of the padding. Cool, we got most of the things out right now. Yeah. And let's put in the background. So right now, as you can see, like this blue outline thing, it's a row, right? And I'm actually choosing like a 2-column row. So in the left column, I have the logo element, the headline element, the sub-headline element, and also the button. Yeah. Then on the right, I have the picture element, right? Then to add the background, I will just add it at the section. I'll go into background image. I'll select this and boom. Okay, so when you see this right now, basically you just have to choose the image, basically full width, right? And boom, now it's full width, full screen. And just one last thing, when we go back to Figma just now, you saw it like, you know, this cool thing which is, you know, slightly out of the border and slightly hidden here. It kind of looks cool, right? So let's go ahead and create that effect as well. Again, actually this looks good enough, but again, on ClickFunnels, we can't really do that by default, and because, you know, so what we have to do is to use some CSS elements. Again, all these things you can just Google, but I'll just show you guys real quick how I do it. So I'll go into custom CSS. So what I'm gonna do is basically I'm gonna change the size of this image. So basically I'm gonna change the width, and I'm not gonna use pixel. I'm gonna use the view width. So for example, let's just test with 20. You know, maybe it's too large. Oops. Wait a minute. Or maybe I'll just use percentage. So 60%. It's going too far away. Maybe I'll just use pixel for now. So pixel. So you see it became bigger. And then I think I'll make it even bigger. And I'll move it a little bit. So you can move your elements around by using margin, and probably will move like 20 pixel. If it's negative, it's moving to the left. If it's positive, it's moving to the right. But in this case, like ClickFunnels has, you know, a default margin built in. So in order to override ClickFunnels default built-in, we need something called important, so that it will override. So for example, if you see, you know, I put 50, or maybe I'll just put view width. Okay, never mind. Sometimes, let me see how it goes right now. Cool, so it's getting a little bit bigger. And how do I exactly, you know, move this down to the bottom? It will be basically we will try to reduce the margin of this one. Actually, we will move this margin down. So again, I'll come here, margin bottom. Move it down. I forget the exact code to make that work, but let me just move this across a little bit. Actually, I think if it goes too much to the side, well, so we can reduce the margin of the section as well. And then okay, it's okay. But next time, once I figure it out, I would show you guys how it all pieced together. But basically, you can, you know, achieve all those effects by basically just, I think I'll just remove this for now. By basically just using some custom CSS properties. And you know, once I save this, dev wish coffee. Actually, let me just get rid of this. I think even without this, it looks great enough.
Yeah,
so
exactly. I was about to say that.
We don't need anything fancy. Okay, cool. And when we preview that, like boom, it's live and it's done. And usually, like for the mobile view, you know, you want to optimize it as well. So I think we'll look at this one. Kind of cool, but in fact, we could actually center the title and the subtitle here as well. So I'm just going to show you guys real quick. One last thing, how do I center? So again, I'm going to show you guys exactly how I do it. If you don't know how to do it, as usual, just Google CSS mobile view responsive. Just search something like this, and then the first link, you see, you can use something like this. So we'll go into here, and usually once you figure it out for a while, you'll see that 760 is kind of like the, I'm not sure it's 60 or 62. Let's make it 60. It's kind of like the tablet boundary view width or something. 480 is like the one for mobile, but I want a tablet to center as well. And then basically I'll just go in body, and I'll go in, you know, I want all the text element in the body to be centered. So I will use text align element. Then I will like center point. Save this. Let's cancel this out. Let's go to preview. So when you inspect the element, and okay, should be max width 740 text line. Yeah, so now you can see like maybe I'll optimize it again a little bit. So in ClickFunnels, you can actually, you know, optimize the size again. Let me make it just a little bit smaller on mobile. I think this is good. Let's save again. Let's go to our preview again. And boom, we have something looking decent on mobile view. And so just a quick explanation. This means like, you know, on mobile, it will align everything to the center. So that's how we do it. Yeah. Yeah, so now you are seeing a site which is live on ClickFunnels. You know, you can just go to this link. You know, you can put it on, you can send this link to anyone, and they will store your website. You know, you can start selling anything you want. So basically, that's my process. I know it's a little bit long here, but I'm trying as much as possible to, you know, show you guys, and it's really not that complicated to, from scratch, from idea to a live website.
Yeah, I completely understand that, Jedy, because I myself learned some of these design element tutorials. I in fact also, as I mentioned before our call, I did take up some of the design element training and tutorials from people who are known for their designs. But I didn't continue it because I felt I didn't have the design bone in me. Maybe your session actually kind of motivated me to just try my hands again on that, because it was very simple. I'm sure even the CSS part is not that really overwhelming, considering that if you have the GIN mindset, which is Google it now kind of mindset, I think you will have you know, a lot of this stuff already available for you. It's just about hit and trial, and once you know, do it for the first time, you probably may not have a need to look at it for the second time again. So you know, that's when you keep learning, and you know, it's all about practice. I'm sure you would have put in a lot of hours to be able to do this, being a mechanical engineer yourself. So I'm sure this session would have really given a lot of people to start off, at least if not become experts on how they can learn the new age design principles. So I really thank you for taking out time and coming on the summit to be able to share your knowledge with people who are currently watching this right now. Truly appreciate. And how do people reach out to you, just in case if they want to know more about you or probably want to work with you or something like that? How would they reach out to you?
Yeah, so the best way to reach out to me is through my Facebook. Just little promotion here. You can search out this guy called Jedy. Yeah, and just shoot me a message and I'll get back to you. Like I said, I'm actually super busy, you know, like, in fact, like I have around 6 to 7 projects ongoing right now. But as much as possible, I will reply, you know, to just help out you guys if you guys have any question. And as always, like I said, you know, whoever you find, like, sometimes like people might not have the free time. Like even if I reply you late, you know, don't wait for me, right? Like just, you know, just go and Google it. Like literally, when I just started out, yeah, I did ask a few of my mentors, but for most of the part, for whatever part I'm not sure, I just Google it, right? And at first it might take you like 7 hours, 8 hours, but the most important thing you need to remember is like you have to believe like you are capable of doing it, right?
Absolutely.
That if your mindset is like, you know, I need Jedy to teach me, I need BMC to teach me, I need, you know, I need to depend on them, you know, why don't they reply me? And then, you know, the time while you're waiting for these people to reply you, you can actually go and Google it and learn yourself, figure out yourself. Trust me, like you can go YouTube, you can go Google. There's so many places you can learn all these skills yourself. I believe me as a mechanical engineering student, if I can figure it out, anyone can do it as well. So definitely you can shoot me questions, but like I said, trust yourself, believe in yourself. It's really not that hard to do.
Yeah, I think with the kind of resources that are available for people to access and learn, the world has become a better place to learn new things, irrespective of what kind of background that you come up with. So I think you have set an example for that. And once again, I don't want to hold you anymore. I'm sure you have a lot of things to do. So I just thank you again for coming on the summit. You really have been a value addition. I'm sure people would want to take up funnel agencies specifically for design like yours as one of the things that they probably want to do. And hopefully people would have got a lot of value from this presentation of yours. And we'll look forward to talking to you more on the other side.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate you for doing this. I'm sure not just my knowledge, you have a lot of other experts' knowledge as well. All these guys are awesome. They just come here, just spend your time to help all these people. I really appreciate it. And I'll be sure to watch the summit when it's launched later.
Sure, you'll get your copy. So I'm sure you'll be excited to look at all the other presenters as well.
Of course, man. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you so much, Jedy. You have a great Sunday.
All right.
Bye-bye.